Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to get started with Gilly's story, and then we'll talk about her unexpected diagnosis and how we remain positive through it all. So, we got Gilly in the summer of 2013. We already had a chocolate lab who was about to be a year old. His name is Guff. If you've been here before on my channel, you've seen him. And I just really felt like he could benefit from having a buddy. Plus, the fact that he was fixing to turn 1, I thought that that was a great age. So I started periodically checking, ads, and I was on Craigslist and just really looking for a good fit. When I came across an ad for Gilly. A lady had just purchased the puppy, kind of the same thing, thinking that it would be a great fit for her older dog, but her older dog was not having it at all. And the lady was really worried that her dog was going to hurt the puppy. So, for a $75 rehoming fee and a few email exchanges, we decided to meet at a super buy low, and the kids and I loaded up. We went to meet the lady. She popped open her SUV. There in the back was Gilly, and we immediately fell in love. So, you guys, we brought her home, and she was a great fit right from the beginning. Her and Guff took to each other. She fell in love. She would follow him. She'd had to be next to him, touching him, close to him, on him. And she loved us. Super easy. I mean, she went outside twice, and she was potty trained. Um, Gilly is a mixed lab. The lady had said that she was a full-blooded lab, but it didn't take long for us to figure out that maybe she was full-blooded on the inside, but she is a mixed lab. We actually did DNA testing, and the reason we did that is because, we have a lab, they eat, sleep, breathe balls, but Gilly was not interested in the ball whatsoever. So we knew that she was not a full lab like the lady had said. In fact, she is more like a big mama or like a supervisor, like a big sister. Um, I'll try to insert a clip where you can see how she will get in between the dogs to make sure that everybody is behaving when they're playing. It's super, super cute. So we actually noticed that she was more into herding than she was the ball. So that's when we sent off for the DNA test. And it came back that Gilly is Labrador Retriever. She's also Terrier, Chow Chow, Siberian Husky, and White Swiss Shepherd. So she's just mixed with a whole lot of goodness, and we couldn't love her more. So, yeah. So, along the lines of Gilly being easy, the only problem that we really had, and I wouldn't even say it's a problem, you guys, is that around 1 years of age, where Gilly had always been really submissive, she started to come into her own, and she just did not like it when we'd meet other dogs if they came up into her face or, her space. I mean, kind of like us, you guys, right? Like, some of us don't mind people being up close to us, and then some of us just really need that space. Well, Gilly's just like that. She doesn't like them coming up. She won't be like really aggressive. She's not going to attack them, but she will snip and let them know, hey, you need to back up a little bit. So that was really our only thing with Gilly. That, and out of the 3 dogs, because we do have 3 dogs, Gilly is the only one that has gone in for routine dental cleanings. She's just always, the doctor told me it's just genetics. she's just always had issues with plaque, tartar buildup in her mouth. So out of all the dogs, she goes in for routine dental cleanings. So fast forward to after the holidays, it was in February of this year, and we decided Gilly was already starting to show some normal, natural decline in, she's getting older. She's 10, well, at the time she was 10 years old. And she would, like, what I mean is she was starting to have issues, especially with like the stairs. They used to all sleep upstairs with us in our bedroom. And then something that came naturally, her going down the stairs, like, started to become like, do, do, do. And then it got to a point where I would actually make it down the stairs for a few minutes and she would be up at the top of the stairs. And it was like she forgot, you guys, how to go down the stairs. And then it just became too dangerous for her to go down at all. And then we also noticed like she was having a hard time getting up on the furniture or, just little things like that. And she had a checkup coming up. So the thing about my dogs is this. They are all seniors. So they all go twice a year for regular visits to the vet. Gilly was coming up on her visit. So my husband and I had agreed, because I get nervous putting dogs to sleep, especially with, Gilly being older. I wanted to go ahead and get her teeth cleaned. If she had any issues going on, address those, because with her getting older, I just didn't want to do it later on. So, and the doctor agreed. When we went in for her visit, she looked great. Everything was wonderful. We set up the dental cleaning, and that happened the following week. During the dental cleaning, they called me at work, and there was just a few things. She was doing great. They had to remove, I think, 3 teeth. One had pulp exposure, one was just loose, and another one had something with, I think, a fracture or like a crack, So it was like, okay, yeah, that's great. Then she says, we also found a small mass on top in the back of Gilly's mouth. She said it looks a little wonky, so she explained to me that they were going to dig it out with my permission and send it off for a biopsy. And we were like, absolutely, right? So they did that, and then we went back in 10 days later for them to check on Gilly's mouth to see how it was healing and everything. So Gilly's mouth looked great at the checkup. She said it was healing nicely. She was doing a great job. And then she says to me that to my husband and I, that she just received the biopsy results back. And we could tell. I mean, she said, it's not good. It's not good. Gilly has oral melanoma, which oral melanoma, best case scenario in the dogs, you would like it to be on the lower jaw and in the front, because they're going to have to like remove the jaw. But Gilly's is in the back, way in the back on the palate. So you guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm so naive. I am so naive, you guys. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess because I just thought, because we take them in so often, we take them in twice a year, and the vet is awesome. They do a thorough examination. We pay for the blood work, once a year, and they always look in the mouth, but I just always assumed or thought if something was going on, we would always know in advance, right? So I think this is why this caught me so off guard. Really, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, she says it's not good. And then she said she could refer us to an oncologist. So we were like, absolutely, because we just wanted to make sure we have all the information before we decide what we're going to do. Because first of all, we didn't even know what that means, like what treatments are available, are there any available, yada, yada, yada. So we met with the oncologist very quickly. Within the next couple of weeks, they did an x-ray to make sure that there was no cancer that hadn't spread yet to the lungs. There wasn't. They did a lymph node biopsy to see if it was in the lymph nodes, any evidence of that. There was no evidence of that. And then we just had to pay for the consultation altogether with the oncologist. After that, they call me and they let me know that the next step would be a CT scan. After that, it would require dental surgery. After dental surgery, she would have to do like chemo, radiation treatment for so long. And, we were just trying to process all of this because, to be honest, that day in the vet, when the doctor had told us about the oral melanoma, that was a really hard weekend. I mean, that weekend, it came in waves. I mean, waves. I'd be fine, not fine, fine. You know what I mean? It was tough, you guys. It was tough. And then after meeting with the oncologist, that just really set the tone for everything. And so my husband and I, we came down and we just went over everything. And so we have decided no treatment because best case scenario, like I said, you want it on the lower jaw in the front so they can remove it. But oral melanoma is very aggressive and it tends to come back within a few months or a couple of months. There's also, we would have to put Gilly to sleep twice, and because she'd have to be asleep for the CT scan, she'd have to be asleep for the dental surgery. And you guys, she's now 11, and I don't want to put her through all that for the sake of maybe holding on to her for a couple more months. So I want to share with y'all how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and how we're getting through this. Because this girl is my baby. She is my shadow. She used to wake me up every morning for work. I mean, I look over, no matter where I am, there she is. She is the most loving dog I've ever had. She shovels underneath my arm for hugs. This has been life changing. Of course, I want to save her. If it was up to me, she would never pass. Ever. But I don't get to make the rules, right? We don't get to make the rules. So I realized that every day, probably even right now, there is someone walking into a vet with their sick dog, thinking that they're going to get some meds and they're going to be able to leave, not knowing that their dog had a tumor on their heart the whole time that they didn't know about. And that's not the case. So I am so thankful for the gift of time, you guys. I'm going to love her. We are all going to love her as much as we can every day and just have the best days because she is showing up every day. In fact, her last vet checkup, the doctor's like, well, she doesn't know she has cancer. And I'm thinking, lady, what do you mean she don't know? We had a full-on conversation about it. I'm going to tell you guys, I told her. I said, look, do you know you're sick? Mama loves you. You have cancer. I hate this for you. I don't want this for you. But I'm not going to leave your side, not for 1 second, not for 1 minute of the day. I am going to be right here with you. We love you. You got this. And you guys, I want her to live out whatever time she has left, happy and stress-free. Because, even if we did decide to go through all those treatments, I just worry about the stress and putting her to sleep. And no, I don't want to do that. And another thing I don't want to do to the two of us is borrow from the future. I don't want to torture us every day. Everything, no matter what happens to you, good or bad, is going to be how you interpret it, how you look at it. I mean it. I can sit here and I can dwell on it and wish it weren't going to happen, but it's gonna. And I don't want to spend whatever time we have left together being sad. Because we all know when that time comes, that's what's going to happen. I will be devastated, but I'm not borrowing until then. I'm not going to torture myself. I love myself and I love Gilly. So I'm not going to torture us because this girl is a body language expert. If I'm sad, she's going to be sad. But you guys, every morning she's showing up. She's ready to start the day. She's happy. And that's how we're choosing to live every single day. Together, looking forward. So, what can I say? But she's amazing, and so are you guys. And I hope this helps you. If your baby's sick, please comment below. I'll be praying for you. Till next time.